have fun.
Everybody's got beer in there.
I'm Rosie Anderson from Outsource. I'm going to check you're all listening to me by asking for a show of hands. How many of you work within a team of both men and women? How many of you work with ex-military personnel? How many of you work with a disabled worker? Great. Hopefully this time next year there'll be even more. Diversity and inclusion has been a hot topic for quite a while, and as a working mum within a very fast-paced industry, it's something that I'm very passionate about. Outsource believes inclusion to be synonymous with everyone, regardless of race, of age, of gender, of sexual orientation, of neurodiversity, or of physical ability. Imagine how much more innovative business could be when you consider a diverse mindset. Cybersecurity and how secure we are within the UK affects us all. From the teenagers chatting over WhatsApp, to our grandparents being spoofed with HMRC tax rebate emails, to businesses that are trying to keep safe their customers' data and credit card details, to critical national infrastructure within the UK remaining secure and stable. The NCSE mission is to make the UK the safest place to work and to do business online. And to do that, security needs to be an enabler for businesses and for the public and users of all technical ability. But how do we make the UK the safest place? How do we ensure the technology that we're developing is as secure as possible and that our teams aren't missing critical threats? I believe that's why diversity is so important. To really be effective, teams need to be both culturally and intellectually diverse so they can challenge each other's viewpoints and work together to collaborate to make the safest solutions. We've recently been working with an organisation that wanted to increase the number of females within their team. They were 90% male, but they'd recently hired a female graduate to their development team and had seen what a change that had made to the way they were developing software. They currently develop cybersecurity software, but by employing a new person who thought differently and asked lots of questions as she was learning, this made the whole team work harder to think through problems and collaborate and work together. We all have blind spots, but by coming at problems from a more diverse viewpoint, we can all make sure that the threats that we're constantly facing, we're able to overcome. If a team is all from the same background and all think the same and look the same and feel the same, surely we can see that a solution might not get past its first iteration. Think about your current team. Think about the last time you had to work on a problem together. Were you happy with the outcome? Could it have been even better? One of the things I love about the cybersecurity industry is the wide range of roles available, whether that be pen testers, whether that be threat intel, working with the board, security operations, working and educating the public. Such a diverse number of roles needs a diverse skill set, but one of the key things that we see is communication skills. One of the most challenging roles is finding those bridges that can work with the business to translate their requirements and work with the technical teams. Surely these bridges, whether they be conveying risk to the board, whether they be working and educating users or the public, whether they be working together to develop solutions, should be as diverse as possible. But what does diversity look like? There's a push to get more females into STEM careers, which is so important but isn't the only underrepresented group. The government is pushing to get 12% older workers working in the UK. Older workers, well, we're all working for longer, we're all living for longer. Steve Jobs would be well in his 60s now, but his age didn't slow his innovation down. Ex-military personnel come from such a great training environment, working with the latest technologies in such a wide range. Lots of banks now have schemes directly aimed to upskill and engage ex-military workers. Neurologically diverse people think of problems and see patterns and codes that others can't see, and cybersecurity is so great an environment for that skill set. Disabled workers come at problems from again a different viewpoints. they're able to create safer solutions for everybody. If you've not already, listen to a TED Talk by Elise Roy that talks about designing safer engineering solutions. But text messaging is something that was created for deaf people that we all use. We know there's a growing gap between the number of workers and the number of roles available. As in, there's far too many roles available for the number of skilled workers. And we do need to attract a more diverse people into cyber. But we can also upskill, cross-train, get returners to come back from a career break, whether that be people on maternity or paternity leave. One of the things we need to do is not just click our fingers and hope to solve our hiring headaches. Businesses need to look at what makes you a great employer. Why should somebody come and work for you? Have you thought about your job adverts, making them as inclusive as possible? Why should somebody work for you over a competitor? What about flexibility? Can you offer flexibility of location or flexibility in working hours? What about engaging your employees and using your current diverse employees to showcase, to come to these events and show people why you're someone great to work for? These points are all small, but together they'll make an inclusive hiring strategy that will help your business to grow and also to do your part to make the UK the safest place to do business online. Thank you very much.